2018 school board meeting. We're going to start off our meeting with remarks from Superintendent Smith. Following that will be our prayer by Mr. Slack. Then we're honored tonight to have the national anthem by the Airline High School Symphonic Band under the direction of Patrick Neff. And then we will follow up with the Pledge of Allegiance by Ms. Darby.
Thank you, President Brotherton. Obviously, we have many. I don't have any specific names, but obviously we have many with the system our size that who are suffering. Families are suffering, family members, employees, and so forth. We need to keep them in our prayers. And certainly the tragedy that occurred in Parkland, Florida, yesterday with that school shooting. That we need to keep that community, entire community, in our prayers. Just what a tragedy. What a tragedy. That's all my announcements. Thank you.
Get a little closer to this mic. Please join me with prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for your many blessings. Thank you for your great love for us and your goodness to us. Father, we thank you for the opportunity and privilege of serving on the Boulder School Board. Father, I pray for each one here tonight on the board, especially Mr. Wiggins as he recovers from illness. And I pray for others that might have similar situations. And I pray for those that have been so disrupted in our sister school down in Florida. A terrible tragedy that happened yesterday. That you would be with all those families and those that have been that won't come back to school. Some have injuries that we pray for their healing. And Father, we just pray for our country that you would. There's been so much that sort of thing going on in recent years, something that we never thought would happen in our country. But our culture is changing, and we've got to adjust, and hopefully, prayerfully, that things will get better in the days ahead. But I pray for your will to be done in our school system, that we would be able to keep our special students safe. And I pray for our SROs that work in their respective schools for the job that they do each day. And I pray that you would keep them safe as well. And I pray for the meeting tonight that it would be pleasing to you, Father. And Father, that you would forgive us for our many sins and when we fail you so many times. It's your precious name I pray. Amen. 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 might have read about him in the paper recent weeks since the Super Bowl. He's Slack gets quoted all the time, and he's practicing for a marathon, and it's 26 miles, and we haven't left yet. And he's been working really hard. I know he's going to do well. He does well with everything he does. So I want to thank him for coming tonight. I hope I didn't embarrass you.
I think you need to stand up.
Stand up, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, there is a 26.2.
2/10 of a mile more than 26 miles.
Yeah, that's We again would like to thank the Airline High School Symphonic Band for your performance tonight. Thank you, you were wonderful. The approval of the minutes of the regular session of the board for February the 1st, 2018.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Darby and a second by Mr. Bullard. Would you please vote? The motion passes. 1.05, approval of the agenda for the regular session of the board for February the 15th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Cheatham and a second by Mr. Slack. Would you please vote? Motion carries. 2.01, recognitions. The Airline High School soccer team, presented by Terry Slack, Executive Director, Northwest Louisiana LCA.
Thank y'all, and I'm honored and privileged to be able to make this presentation tonight. I'm sure that many of you have heard about the tragic event that occurred on Friday, December 2nd, during the Bossier Bearcat Classic Soccer Tournament at Tinsley Park. The Airline boys team was playing Ruston. A Ruston player, Namdi Noah, doing my best to pronounce that, passed out on the field and went into cardiac arrest. CPR was started and 911 was called. While the ambulance crew was working to revive Namdi, the airline team dropped to their knees and began to pray for Namdi. The paramedics were able to revive him, and he was transported to the hospital. As the ambulance was leaving the field, the airline team went over to the shock Ruston bench and pulled them into a circle to pray together. The two teams that had been battling each other just a few minutes before, they were now joined as one team praying for their teammate. So I'd like to recognize the Airline boys soccer team. If y'all would come forward and stand here in the front, please. Now, the rest of that story is later that evening. Nami was flown to Children's Hospital in Dallas. He was unresponsive, in critical condition, and he was on a ventilator. Dr. Mike Williams was the emergency room doctor at Willis Knight and Bossier that treated Nami. He's in my Sunday school class, Dr. Williams is, and he told me later how serious this situation was. But many continued to pray for this boy, and then their prayers were answered, because Nami, he woke up on Sunday. His prognosis has been good since. He's had surgery to correct an irregular heartbeat. He's making great progress. So the airline soccer team and parents not only prayed, but they put their prayer into action as they established a GoFundMe account with One Team, One Goal, named One Team, One Goal for Namdi and his family. So we praise God for the miracle and give Him the honor and the glory. The photo on the screen, if you'll see, that's the team as they're praying for Namdi, the player from Ruston, that night. So that picture speaks volumes about the heart and the character of these young men on the Airline soccer team. Everybody connected with this inspiring story, has been able to witness the power of prayer in many lives. So we're thankful that Namdi is doing well, and we're thankful that we have young men and Coach Love, as he's coaching them, that have been outstanding as they play the game of soccer and care a lot about their teammates and the team that they're playing against. So congratulations to you men for what you've done. Thank you very much.
2.02 recognition, BPS, good news, presented by Sonia Bell, Public Relations Liaison.
Good evening, President Brotherton, Superintendent Smith, to all of our board members, and everyone in the audience here this evening. We are full speed ahead into the second semester, and so is a Green Acres Middle School student who has a license to drive and a need for speed. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jonathan McLean here to the podium. Jonathan is a sixth grader at Green Acres Middle School who knows how to navigate a track and burn some rubber. And I just want to say that it's appropriate that he is a Green Acres Mustang, because Mustangs are known for being fast and having lots of horses under the hood, right? Well, his driving skills recently won him the title of the 11-year-old Western Conference Finals champion for the National Hot Rod Association Junior Dragster Series. He dominated all 11-year-olds in his field. So let's give him a big round of applause for that accomplishment. You can see the trophy up there. Not only did Jonathan receive a really nice trophy there commemorating his win, but he also got a really big check for $1,500, which I think is probably going back into his car, maybe. You know, they always have to pay to keep it up, you know, tires and all that other stuff. But he was recently recognized at the National Hot Rod Association banquet, which was held here in Motor City, and he was also featured in Junior Dragster magazine. So you'll want to check out that on our website. You can go to the pages on our website where he is featured. He's got a nice spread in there, 2 or 3 pages color in that magazine. So we're really excited about his win and being named national champion. That is a most impressive honor, and we are certainly proud of this top-rated racer. He got a nice check. He also got a great trophy. So we at least want to give something from Bossier Schools, and on behalf of our sponsor, Caldwell Banker Gosley, we want to be able to award you a medal. Hopefully you don't at least have one of these, right? This is an award of excellence, inspiration, imagination, innovation from Bossier Parish School Board and Caldwell Banker Gosley. We want to give to you. Congratulations, Jonathan. He's garnered a lot of media attention too. He's already been on Channel 12. He's going to be on the radio, I think, next week with us on The Promise 90.7, the kids on the radio segment. So he's definitely been receiving a lot of attention for his driving skills. He's awesome. You know, racing around a track at top speeds is bound to be a rush, but so is traveling in outer space, or at least the feeling that as if you are. Rebecca Gibbs, would you please come forward? Middle School, and she is going to experience as close to an out-of-this-world experience as you can this summer when she attends the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. She is one of 200 educators chosen from around the world, not just the nation, but from around the world, to attend the Honeywell Educators at Space Academy program with all expenses paid. That is a huge honor to be chosen, and what a great learning experience for her. For an entire week, Ms. Gibbs is going to be immersed in hands-on activities, and she's going to also be learning some innovative techniques that she can in turn bring back to her classroom there at Elm Grove Middle School in order to educate and to inspire her students about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in the various careers that are offered through those STEM fields. So this is an incredible opportunity, and an honor also. And making it particularly special is she is going to be the third Bossier Parish educator to have attended this U.S. Space Camp. Linda Morgan, who teaches at Coke Middle School, and Spencer Kuiper from Elm Grove Middle School are both Space Camp alumni. Not to mention, Mr. Kuiper is one of the crew trainers and professional development specialists for the summer program. So it's quite possible that he's actually going to be one of your teachers, right, this summer. So they're here tonight to make a special presentation to Ms. Gibbs, so I would like to ask that Linda Morgan and Spencer Kuiper please come forward. Oh, and sorry, Ms. Morgan was not able to be here.
One of the traditions at Space Camp is we always get white suits because Ms. Gibbs will be going on an out-of-this-world adventure. This will be her white suit for that she will even be able to display in her classroom. So we're excited, especially at Elm Grove.
Very good. Well, we're excited too, and look, the blue perfectly matches your flight suit here. So we also want to give you an award of excellence. We're very excited about this professional development experience that you're being able to get. And excited also for everything that she's going to be able to bring back to her classroom and really excite our kids even more so about science, technology, engineering, and math. And don't forget the arts component too for STEAM. Congratulations to Rebecca Gibbs. And finally this evening, once again, how about that powerful rendition of our national anthem played by the Airline High School Band? That definitely was an emotional rendition. And something else that is music to our ears is two of our band directors have been singled out by their peers in a 5-parish area as being among the most respected in their fields. Will Patrick Neff and Cheryl Corcoran please come forward? Ms. Corcoran is the band director at Green Acres Middle School, and Mr. Neff heads up Airlines Band, and the two of them were recently named Middle and High School Band Director of the Year, respectively, by the District 8 Band Directors Association. And I want to say that District 8 encompasses a 5-parish area, including Bienville, Bossier, DeSoto, Caddo, and Webster parishes. It falls under the umbrella of the Louisiana Music Educators Association. So it is a tremendous honor to be nominated and elected by your music educators, your peers from 5 parishes. Ms. Corcoran has 35 years experience as a music educator. And under her direction, the Green Acres Band has earned many consecutive sweepstakes trophies as well as state-level awards. So we're very excited about her honor. Give her a big round of applause. She was presented this nice plaque from the District 8 Band Directors Association as the 2017-18 Middle School Band Director of the Year. I'm going to hand this to her. And on behalf of Bossier Schools, we also want to commend you with this award of excellence. For 18 years, and since coming to Airline High School, the marching band has earned 2 grand champion trophies and many, many other accolades. And so we're very, very proud of Mr. Neff, the band director at Airline High School, and the District 8 Band Directors Association High School Band Director of the Year. Again, we want to commend these 2 dedicated into Bossier School's music program and congratulate them for being recognized as the best among their peers. Ladies and gentlemen, the District 8 Middle and High School Band Directors of the Year. Performing the national anthem for us at our next school board meeting on March 22nd. So we're really looking forward to their performance. And we thank the airline band for coming again tonight. And that concludes our report.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Mr. Cheatham has a comment.
Yeah, I just wanted to, two things. One, I wanted to congratulate Jonathan on the hot rod thing. Now, that's a pretty sharp looking hot rod there. Jonathan, is that an eagle on the front of the car though? You know, I've heard for years that all Mustangs wanted to be Elm Grove Eagles. Speaking of Elm Grove Eagles, Ms. Gibbs and Spencer Kuiper, you know, every time I see Spencer, I get excited because it's something to do with Space Camp. And I guess maybe I was never smart enough to do something like that, but I love keeping up with that. I'm excited that Ms. Gibbs is getting to go experience that and maybe be taught by him or maybe not, but one day, can I go to that camp for just like maybe 30 minutes with you, Spencer? Congratulations again, and go Elm Grove Eagles.
Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to echo Mr. Cheatham's comments, especially to Mr. Kuiper and Ms. Gibbs. I personally have had two children under Mr. Kuiper, and the STEM program here in Bossier Parish is phenomenal. Mr. Kuiper does a great job there at Elm Grove Middle School. I tell him every year, and his principal, I told this to Ross Boyette, and I tell Jennifer Armand, he can't go anywhere until my kids are done there, and then he's got to follow them to the high school. But Spencer Kuiper, he does civil air patrol, he's an instructor at Space Camp, and he does all these things and all these wonderful things, but then he still takes time to bring it back and relate it to the kids and share it with them. So it's educators like him that make Bossier Parish and the STEM program here top notch. So thank you, Mr. Kuiper, for all you do. Ms. Gibbs, have a wonderful time. And I want to see the video of the little gyroscope thing you get to ride.
Mr. Bullard.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to extend my congratulations to Mr. Neff and Ms. Cochran, particularly Ms. Cochran. She planted the seed of music appreciation in the minds of my son and my daughter. And my daughter to this day speaks in the kindest, most fondest terms when she talks about Miss Corcoran. I don't know if Miss Corcoran fully appreciates the impact she had on Aaron's life, but it was significant. Now, we tried with my son. You really tried. The only positive thing I can say is he swears his ability with a duck call ties back to your training trying to get him to play a trumpet. But congratulations to you. Special lady, you've touched the lives of so many children at Green Acres.
2.03, recognition, BPS newly appointed administrators, presented by Scott Smith, Superintendent.
Thank you again, President Brotherton. It's my honor to announce the new administrative assistant at the Bossier Parish School for Technology and Innovative Learning. With Mr. Trammell's retirement, we were able to get an outstanding replacement in his position. Mrs. Washington, and as I call your name, Ms. Washington, if you could please come forward to the podium. Has 15 years of experience in education, 13 of which were spent teaching AP Chemistry, Physics, and Robotics at Bossier High School. 2 were spent in Caddo Parish assisting in the development of an online high school, the Caddo Virtual Academy. She has BS in Chemistry from LSUS and a Master's plus 30 in Education Administration and Supervision from Northwestern State University. All of her preparation for school administration was done under the guidance of her mentors, David Thrash, and Mrs. Judy Madden, who's now retired. And so, Ms. Washington, congratulations. congratulations to you. I'm going to allow you to say a few words and also introduce your family.
Superintendent Smith and Ms. Ward, thank you. I really wasn't prepared to say much. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. It's wonderful being back. I've learned more in the last 4 weeks about what goes on behind the curtains to keep the school running than I think I ever thought I did know. I have a great support system. My husband, Senator Washington, fellow Bossier educator, and 2 of my 3 children are here, Ava Washington and Eli. They're playing back there. My oldest is away at college, so she couldn't be here. And I just want to say thanks.
3.01, request workers' compensation renewal presented by Doug Rogers with Mormon, Moore and Company Incorporated.
Thank you, Madam President. And again, congratulations on your office, Mr. Smith, board members. Glad to be with you tonight. And I'm prepared to be as brief or lengthy as desired. And this is one item for action where I am making a request. And this would be to renew with LUBA our workers' compensation insurance. Our cost is pretty much dead level with where we were last year, in spite of an increase in payroll and also a pretty noticeable move in our experience modifier, which I could spend time talking about, but I won't. But suffice it to say that they applied some additional credits to keep our costs even. I've got in your board docs on the next page the payrolls that we're using, which of course we worked with Mr. Ruggio on this. And then also on the following page with the bar graphs, I'm showing there that one of the good things about the investment that this board makes in workplace safety is we have a very large potential to save by reducing work comp. In our particular case, there could be up to a $350,000 swing in our costs. And so we continue to work. LUBA provides good loss control services. The main thing is from you, Mr. Smith, Mr. Downey, Dr. Bourgeois, our principals, and all other administrators, they've just really bought into workplace safety and just really very impressed with it. Now, last year when I was before you, on the next page, we had some discussion about comparing to the way the board was when we were self-insured. And so I've also provided plenty of reading material there for you. I'll just tell you that on average, our costs were anywhere from $840,000 7 years ago to a high of $1.3 million. And it was when we were staring at $1.3 million that the conversation was stimulated about transferring that risk to LUBA, which I've given you in my summary and observations at the bottom. Why I believe our experiment has worked and continues to work well, but I think we can continue to improve. And then the last item I have for you is I just detailed some of our losses, well, all of our losses above $10,000 to give you an idea of the way our employees do get hurt. And then to show you that we have so few claims that remain open. LUBA has done a wonderful job on getting in there, adjusting quickly, and getting claims closed. And the rule in my business is the sooner the claim is settled, usually the less expensive. And then finally, on the last page of this list of claims, I'm also telling you, advising you of the claims remaining open from when we were self-insured. And you can see we still have 7 claims left open. And I'm showing what the total value of those claims was, and about the remaining reserves of $390,000 that's anticipated to be paid on those self-insured claims. But that's not lump sum. Some of that will be paid out over the next 20 years. That's just how they are currently valued. And that really concludes my report. My request would be that you authorize us to renew again with LUBA for their renewal offer for a term of 1 year, but I would be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Wiggins and a second by Mr. Newman. Would you please vote?
Thank you very much.
The motion passes. 3.02, review of the BPSB excess property insurance presented by Doug Rogers with Norman Moore and Company.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. This is one where I'm not requesting action. As a reminder, the board had approved this for a 3-year term. We have annual adjustments based on what the total insured values are. And you can see that we did increase the insured values by 6.2% last year. And so the premium billing is adjusted by that amount. And of course, that was Hawk Middle School coming online, as well as the net increase in the new wing at Airline High School and the demolition of the old wing. But we have a $100,000 retention, which we've had for many years. We have a good relationship with this insurer, and our rate has been level for many, many years. So this is just a report. If you have any questions, though, I would be glad to answer them. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 3.03, request declaration of surplus presented by Carrie Douglas, Chief Procurement Officer.
Thank you. Madam President, Superintendent Smith, members of the board, I am just requesting permission to declare the items listed in the memo dated February 9th surplus.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Bachhaus and a second by Ms. Darby. Would you please, yes?
Thank you, Madam President. I just have a comment here, or a slight request, if I could, from administration. Do our teachers know that this warehouse exists and they can go and get file cabinets and desks and things like that for their room? Because we're about to talk about Bossier Cares, the new teacher implementation thing, and new teachers always incur a lot of expense getting their rooms set up and things like that. And not every room at every school is the way it could be. But, you know, I just noticed filing cabinets, rolling chairs, things like that. Do we let our teachers know? I mean, I know about it most recently, but do we let our teachers know that this is out there for them to get before we're sending it off to surplus? I mean,
I believe we do. A lot of this stuff is broken or.
and I understand that, yeah.
We will get some requests sometimes, and we will say, hey, we do have these items in our warehouse, if you'd like to take a look at those before we order new. So, not 100% sure that every teacher knows what's in there at any given time.
Well, I'm not saying we have to
Try
set out a
get it
detailed
there.
list, but just if teachers know that they have access to this, that we could repurpose it, you know, I mean, just to help reduce costs to the individual teachers in the classroom.
That's a good point, and every now and then we need to give a reminder, you know, to the services that we offer, the items that are available, and I think we'll need to send something out on a regular basis. So that, you know, every year, obviously, we get new teachers and so forth that are coming in that are not aware of what's available, so I think that's important.
Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Bachhaus and a second by Ms. Darby on the table. Would you please vote? The motion passes. 3.04, report of the Administrative Committee meeting held on February the 6th, 2018, presented by Kenneth Wiggins, chairperson.
Thank you, Madam President. Board members, we have 4 items requiring your approval tonight. The first item, the committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board adopt the revision of Bossier Parish School Board policies recommended by 4 consultants. All of these are emanating from the state or federal, and they've been reviewed by our consulting firm, and these are the recommendations that they would ask us to approve, and we're approving the recommendation.
This is out of committee. Please vote. Motion passes.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 2, the committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board adopt the revision of Bossier Parish School Board policies as recommended by our council, our attorneys.
This is out of committee. Vote. Motion passes.
Item 3, ma'am, the committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the job description for licensed chemical applicator and grounds equipment operator as recommended.
This is out of committee. Please vote. Motion passes.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 4, the committee recommends the Bossier Parish School Board approve the job description for transition programs specialist, special education as recommended.
This is out of committee. Please vote. Motion passes.
And finally, the administrative committee met today, this evening at 5 p.m., and we have one item requiring board approval.
Are you finished with it?
Yes, ma'am.
3.05, report administrative committee meeting held February the 15th, 2018, presented by Kenneth Wiggins, chairperson.
Thank you so much, Madam President. We have one item requiring board approval, and it's discussion and action implementation of the new teacher induction program that everybody raised so well about.
Is out of committee. Please vote. Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Madam President. I apologize, I was not here. I'm not on the committee, but I wanted to get here, but my son had a awards ceremony at the BFW Hall. I have a couple questions about this, and I apologize if they've already been covered. My biggest concern with this is the scheduling. We're doing this 10 to 15 days before school starts, and then we're bringing them back, and it looks like we're spending 2 full days on August 6th and 7th, right before school starts on the 8th, with the same group back in again. For new teachers, they need to get their room set up. I mean, I don't know, they might want to be getting in there. Did we make sure this is the schedule we want to adhere to? And then bringing them in 2.5 weeks before school starts for a 4-day program, I think is wonderful, but at the same time, scheduling wise, we don't want to put any undue burden on our new teachers and get them, scared in the beginning. I just want to make sure we looked at the scheduling in depth, and if somebody could give me some input or feedback on the scheduling strategy there, if anybody's available for that.
Actually, the 4 mandatory training would be on from July 26th through July 31st, sir.
Right, that is, school starts August 8th, so that's about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before school starts. So I'm just curious, and that's fine, like I said, I think it's a wonderful program. I'm just curious as to scheduling. We're bringing year 1 teachers, we're bringing all our brand new teachers in at the end of July for a 4-day mandatory, so they're already gun shy when we say mandatory. And then we're gonna send them back home for 3 or 4 school days, 3 or 4 weekdays. And then we're gonna bring them back and do the same thing for 2 more consecutive days right before they got to report at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning for their first class.
Yes, sir, but that would not be the same thing, sir. On the 4 mandatory days, they will be learning about classroom management, which is the #1 request that new teachers are worried about. We will be also preparing them to get the fear out of, they are worried about how to get started, how to set up a classroom. And so among those 4 days, sir, I am planning half a day on letting them go visit actually what we call demonstration classrooms, so that they know how to effectively set up their own classrooms. And so they will have also a few hours left from that day to go to their classrooms, and with the help of their mentors, set up the classrooms, sir.
Okay. And when are they, all right, so according to the schedule I'm looking at, Monday, August 6th and Tuesday, August 7th, 7:30 to 3:30, they're back doing
In service.
the same thing again.
That would not be the same topics.
it says year one teachers, and it says all the topics, it says curriculum, technology, STEP, 504, PBIS standards overview,
Okay.
which is all this same stuff.
Yes, sir. So from July 26th through July 31st, that's when they get the curriculum overview, technology support, classroom management skills, and then the 2 in-service days on August 6th and 7th, that's for all teachers, and they won't be, that's not what they will be doing. They will be working on current grade level standards and preparing lesson plans together, among other things. We're not doubling the work, sir.
Okay, but, so where it says audience is all year one teachers, that's not the case on those 2 days? They're gonna be with everybody else?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm sorry if that was not clear. Yes.
No, it says in black and white that it's all year one teachers. That's why I'm asking, why are we bringing them back in for now
Oh.
6 days of just all of that, and then they haven't
Oh, yes, sir, I
had
understand.
a whole lot of time to get into their classroom and sit there and take on the fact that they're about to start their career with us.
Yes, sir. So on August 6th and 7th, that's for all teachers. And I apologize, it was not clear.
Okay, so you're saying on day 4 or day 3, they're gonna get a chance to go set up their classroom with their mentor and
Ye-
things like that,
Yes,
right?
sir. I'm requesting that there are 32 demonstration classrooms in all 32 schools. They will have several demonstration classrooms. And that afternoon, they will be going to their own schools, visiting those exemplary classrooms to help them set up their own classrooms. And they will be helped by the instructional coach at the schools, and at least their mentors. So at least 2 people will help them set up their classrooms, sir.
Okay, all right. I mean, like I said, I support the program 100%. My concern is some of the scheduling, and we can talk about that
Yes, sir.
off table and just kind of go over my concerns in more
Yes.
detail. So, thank you.
Also, Madam President, before we vote on this, Mr. Attention, Vice Director. So, when we brought this up, we discussed the 2 separate facets. One was the program, and the next was the additional pay for the person who are operating it. And that's fine, it's been consolidated into one motion, so we're good to go.
That committee, please vote. The motion passes.
Madam President, that concludes the report from the Administrative Committee. Thank you for your indulgence and toleration.
Thank you, Mr. Riggins. 3.06, request approval of trip request.
And these are in order, Mr. President.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Bachhaus and a second by Mr. Bamford. Would you please vote? Motion passes. 3.07, request enter into executive session pursuant to Louisiana RS 4217A2 to discuss the status and strategy in that matter entitled Bossier Parish School Board versus Louisiana Roofing Contractors, LLC, Hartford Fire Insurance Company, Continental Casualty Company, Mel Span, LLC, the Newman Markeye Partnership Incorporated, XL Specialty Insurance, NCI Group Incorporated, suit number 148155 on the docket of the 26th Judicial District Court for the Parish of Bossier. I have a motion by Mr. Bamberg and a second by Mr. Kelly. Mr. Missouri, I'm sorry.
Madam President, I think we can go and have one vote to do both items.
Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
We need a motion to combine. No, I think we could just
Can
move,
you do that?
if we go to the next thing, then I think it'd be like read one of the right.
Okay.
That's all.
3.08, request enter into executive session pursuant to Louisiana RS 4217A2 to discuss the filing and defense of that matter style, Does 1 through 4 versus Bossier Parish School Board et al., bearing case number 518 CV 00152 on the records of the United States District Court for the Western District of Louisiana. I have a motion by Mr. Bamberg and a second by Mr. Missouri. Would you please vote?